Hey everyone, I'm rather incoherent, and I have a problem. I want to play with the Proxian soldier unit, but I also want to play a very balanced campaign with proficiency class pack. The Proxian is the strongest class I've ever touched though, and I'm worried that it would dominate any campaign where I try to play it alongside proficiency class pack, so my solution is just to not play them together, to do a challenge run where I only play with Proxians. And you only get 2 Proxians. You start with 1, you can get a second one with the covert op, that's it. So it's also by definition an army of 1/army of 2 run, and that should do a lot to make Proxians feel slightly less insanely powerful, but I don't know it'll actually be a challenge run. You'll start to see why more and more over the first hour or so of this playthrough. And I'm going to be doing multiple tactical missions in every episode and be editing this down very heavily, not quite into one video challenge run, but I'm hoping to do this in under 10 episodes. Now, getting into the game, we're not going to be playing on Legend difficulty. That would massively extend the length of the campaign, and I don't want to do that. Additionally, I've turned off a lot of my mods. I'm playing a much closer to vanilla setup. All the harder mods, like additional enemies, additional enemy types, all that stuff straight out. We're playing basically with vanilla enemy balance to see how it stacks up. We're turning off beginner VO, and coming over to this, we're going to be starting with the skirmishers, because if we aren't using the hero unit, they have the best HQ scan by far. We're going to be playing without Iron Man strictly for recording purposes, integrate downloadable content so we don't randomly trip over the rulers with our one-man teams. And now we're ready to go. Let's get into it and let's see what the Proxian does. So I start with 4 units on Gatecrasher in addition to my Proxian. These units are going to run to the back of the bridge, and I'm never going to touch them again after this move.
No need to ask twice.
For the rest of this mission, we're playing with only Alpha, and for the next hour or so, I imagine that'll be true as well. Ignore the way they look right now. For some reason, my character pool Proxians will load their names, but not their appearances, so I'm going to need to load them in with Appearance Manager once we're done with this first mission. But for now, we just need to get forward and figure out where the 2 pods are, because there's no sectoid pod if you're not playing on Legend. I honest to God had no idea that was the case until I tried the first attempt at this challenge run. Did like 2 hours to confirm it actually worked. It's like, okay, I'm gonna do this with commentary and see how it goes. So they're all stacked right there. And sure, they have loot, and I should care about that. But let's show off the Proxian abilities by using them. The first of which is that there's just an integrated rocket launcher, and sure, one of you might have a loot, but also, I don't care. So that'll be pod 1 dealt with. Nope, you guys don't get turns. We don't need you. I was expecting to low roll at least one of them. Those are all 25% to live, I think. When we get to the next pod, we'll talk about the abilities some. I'm not going to talk about balance concerns until the last video, because there's probably a lot of them, and to some degree, it's intentional. So I don't really see a reason to talk about them as they crop up, especially until I've had a chance to play all the way through and get a more complete opinion. For now, I'm just going to get blue move forward. Hopefully we don't see anything, and I'm going to be blue moving 1 at a time, because if I only have 1 unit, I probably should have overwatched instead of hunkering down, admittedly, but if I only have 1 unit, then it's not exactly good for me to sprint into Fog of War. Just moving up from cover to cover until I'm able to see them. Like, I know they're on the other side of the monument. They're always on the other side of the monument, but still, just gonna wait for them to reveal themselves, or if they don't want to, I guess I can get to the objective. Yeah, we'll just do the objective next turn, and then we'll come peek around the corner at them once that's done. Yeah, that's the objective done. Good job, Advent. Wonderful guards.
Menace 1-5, X4 module is armed. Neutralize any remaining.
So unfortunately, I'm probably just going to randomly take a shot here. I don't know that that will be avoidable. I'm going to fall back to here just so that I can try to hunker down unless they're easy to hit. Yeah, I was worried that if I ran forward, I just wouldn't be able to get to anything. I'm expecting the officer always flanks me, but I'm looking at this, and if I run forward to here, it's actually very hard to flank this. So I'm going to take the stab on the officer, making it killable next turn. The other 2 are probably going to shoot me, but this will force the officer to move and shoot, as opposed to just taking the flank shot it's always going to have. Yeah, 2 armor does a lot at this point in the game. Oh, you're just closer than I thought you were. I was imagining you were further back. It's fine. We're expecting to take some amount of wounds in this first mission. It's just a matter of not having any abilities and the size of the pods and the way they play on this map. We're still completely fine. We're still at a point where we're playing to minimize wounds as opposed to, like, with any real risk. We use combat repair, now the next 4 damage we take won't actually wound us, and we immediately go for the officer again. And now it's just a matter of stabbing them to death slowly over the next 2 turns. They literally can't do anything to stop it. They can run at me and shoot me with flank shots 3 actions in a row, and those 3 actions will not kill me. They won't come close. It's very sad. The missing might make it less sad, because hitting would reveal just how futile it was. Oh. Well, now it's definitely more sad, right? Anyway, stab one. We may as well see if we can't end it this turn by shooting the other, but the gun doesn't deal that much damage. Yeah, sure, why not? That'll be our first proxy only mission, an absolute stomp, really. No need for the rest of the team at all in that one. Now, coming over to our Proxian, on the promotion screen, you can see they have their own intro cutscene with Clue here.
The alien Proxian soldier combines advanced technology from its home world with combat tactics learned from the skirmishers, making it a truly unstoppable force.
And now coming over, it appears he was gifted. Isn't that wonderful? We're going to be spending that AP very aggressively. So a quick heads up about some passive abilities that aren't going to get shown off this campaign, I imagine. Failsafe protocol means that this soldier doesn't actually die, it just teleports back to the Avenger. And it also has immunity to basically every status effect, which is nuts. Immune to all statuses, 9 health, +4, 2 armor, some ablative, absolutely nuts. The energy shield boost is tempting. It's a cool ability and I like it, but as this is not the tank for my team, but my entire team, taking a defensive ability isn't really viable. Hyperdrive is a cooldown base, get 1 more action. Whiplash is a free action that deals damage. In my opinion, Whiplash is almost certainly the better ability, but because this is my only units, and I will oftentimes be playing slow, and I'll need the extra action fairly regularly, it's close. I'm definitely going to AP buy whichever one I don't get, but I do think Hyperdrive is the better call. Especially because getting the extra action, the accuracy penalty from shooting, that doesn't matter. I'll be like stabbing, shooting a grenade, shooting a rocket. I will not be shooting 3 times. That's not happening. Now, as we load into the Avenger, we're going to be starting with Alien Biotech and going straight for the Officer Autopsy, because we don't actually need any equipment for that soldier. There's no reason to go for modular weapons or armor at all. We just want the Proving Ground up as fast as possible. And for our first building, we're going Resistance Ring immediately, because that's how you get your second proxy, and so that's what we're doing. Now, there's no reason to rush at building here, because until we can do the terror mission and meet the Chosen, we can't do the covert ops to hunt them, to improve our reputation, to actually unlock the proxy and recruitment. You okay over there, Betos? Calm down, man. So once that's done, once we've done the terror mission, then we're going to want to send our Proxian out to go get the other Proxian. But until then, it's not that important. And we're going to be going straight into that Advent Officer Autopsy. Improved pistols, huh? No, thank you. And we continue working on the Scientist. And after this, we have Rookies. I'll go ahead and go to Skirmish HQ then. No, thank you. I don't think they'll be helpful in this particular campaign. We have a new Guerrilla op. It is an engineer on an easy mission to protect the device. That should not be hard at all. Oh, absolutely not. You have not understood the mission statement, have you? Oh yes, and I'll need to use the appearance manager and switch over to the real appearance for Alpha, which is this nonsense. Oh, wait a second, you're not wearing the cape. Let me fix this. You're supposed to be wearing the full cape. And in case you're wondering, this is the Colossus Hero cosmetics, the cape, and the helmet, and the rest of this is Proxian cosmetics. I really like the look of this soldier. It's part of why I wanted to play this campaign so badly. Almost forgot to update them before the mission. Anyway, let's go do our first real mission of the campaign. And if you could hit your first real like button in the campaign, I'd appreciate that. Maybe subscribe while you're at it. See more dumb XCOM content like this in the future. Normally, I wait for Bradford to finish talking and look around at the map, I make decisions, but with the proxy, I just immediately start running. And part of the reason for that is because I'm not taking it very seriously. We're on lower difficulty, we're not running a ton of crazy difficulty mods. But the main reason I'm doing that is because the Proxian's one weakness of being kind of slow is absolutely real on timed missions. At the next rank, we're going to unlock the teleport ability, which will probably be after this mission. And then we'll be a lot safer on timed missions. For now, I'm very glad we got one like this. There are other timed missions that are much, much harder to deal with. I'm gonna stop here, in case that saves me with peek from concealment, but nothing was on the other side anyway. Oh, there was something on the other side. It was just hanging out. Were you trying to reveal me with that move? It sort of feels like you were trying to reveal me with that move. We have 2 sectoid pods there. That's honestly not very scary. Do I just overdrive immediately? It's hard to... like, why wouldn't I, right? I could throw the grenade. The grenade feels kind of pointless. I'm going to need to stab the officer to finish it off anyway, so I'm going to shoot now, and then I'll be able to better evaluate where the stab leaves me. With any luck, I can stab the trooper and shoot the officer, but yeah, they've gone in very different directions. How's that an 85? Oh, overdrive's affecting this. Yeah, fair enough. This is an accuracy test. That's fine. I've got 2 shots on it.
Your defeat is at hand.
Do I just want to ignore this guy and go towards the objective? Like, it seems crazy, but it's not that crazy. There's solid walls over here. I know where the other 2 pods are. I'm just gonna leave. Oh, I've got Wrecking Ball? I had no idea. Theoretically, I should be really concerned about this soldier I'm leaving behind me, but I'm just gonna pretend it's fine. We're running forward to here.
This territory is still under dispute.
Hey, here he comes. You know, that's not a great position, friend. I mean, you're gonna live, it's fine. But unfortunately, there is an objective, and I'm not concerned about you. Open the door. Hey, friends. I brought my own. We're definitely pulling more this turn. There's no way it's ever not happening. The question is just, do I want to go for the sectoid or do I want to go for trooper? I want to go for trooper because I'm always pulling the other sectoid. And by going for the trooper, it means I create a corpse so that one of the sectoids doesn't do anything.
Intelligence will always be
16 health left. We're still perfectly on time. Gonna put a grenade on this sectoid, I think. I'm not worried about being flanked, because with this much health and against this many enemies as one, being flanked is just something I'm accepting will happen. Like, I could try to make plays to get on the roof, but with low mobility and this many enemies on a one-man team, I feel like it's almost impossible to avoid flanks. Now, I'm hoping the sectoid actually stays on the truck. Ah, damn. The damage was still relevant for killing it with the next stab, though, so it's not nothing. Oh, hey, he got next to the truck. That works out for me. Unfortunately, I need to come kill this sectoid. The device should be fine for another turn, though. And this kills the zombie, freeing up more corpses for the other sectoid to resurrect.
You make this easy, fleshbag.
That's an interesting choice of position. We're seeing a lot of those today. Feels a bit weird. Oh, I see. It's like a mimic beacon for you. You're not shooting anything else. Well, I'm gonna go for the sectoid first. Oh, I can't see the sectoid. I think it's better to stab this man and then run in then. Oh, I could have gone over the window to get different vision and then maybe shot. I think it would have been still blocked, but oh well. So is there a second trooper in here? I thought there was, and I thought the objective was going to die, but he must have ran from here to the truck and killed himself, which is good for me. Because that was distressingly close to a loss, even though I just ran past the first pod at tremendous risk to myself. But yeah, our first mission was always going to be like that. On timed missions without teleport, the mobility penalty as a one-man squad absolutely matters. Now, as I've been hinting at, we get our promotion, and in the next rank, we have access to teleport. This is essentially just a blue move instantaneous Icarus suit that has a range of line of sight. I don't know if it's this soldier's line of sight or squad line of sight, because I didn't play far enough to have multiple soldiers in my test run of this to make sure it was feasible, but it is incredible, and we just need this to keep up with timed missions. Shock missiles would be nice. It's a good damaging ability to have, but it's just not competing with teleport. And with teleport shockwave, I like being able to teleport in stealth. I'm just assuming that teleport shockwave is either turn ending or not a blue move, and that teleport is better at moving because that one makes sense. So just because I need this, I'm keeping this ability instead. I do feel like Whiplash would have been better than Overdrive in that mission, but oh well. Anyway, we picked up our first engineer. We're going to use them to...
Excellent work, Commander.
Will the resistance ring construction rate matter?
Across the globe.
It doesn't seem like it will at a glance. So we're just going to start digging on the next location. Do I want supplies? Do I want to contact Black Site? I'm going to go ahead and get supplies. I don't need to contact Black Site just yet, because we won't be doing Black Site until we get the second Proxian. Alright, now we have access to the Proving Grounds. That'll be our next building. From here, I think we go hybrid, modular, and into Gauss and plated. But for now, continue scanning.
Another important step forward in our research.
Hyper materials finishes, we go straight from there into modular weapons. We will not be making that vest. The grenade is far more valuable to us. And now that this is clear, we can start the proving grounds. I don't know if this soldier type can use experimental ammos, I just assume it can. And continue scanning.
Strategic resource located.
50 supplies, that's helpful. Burning convoy, not super important, so I'm gonna start opening this region. Why can I not? I'm going to assume resistance communication is just hard required to do that, so I'm gonna do this first. I could have sworn you just needed resistance comms to build the towers, but that's completely wrong. I don't know why I thought that, so we're gonna get that so we can start connecting things before we do Gauss and plated. That's obviously correct. The resistance ring is done. We're not gonna staff anyone in it currently. And I haven't mentioned this yet, but I am willing to use normal soldiers for resistance ops. That's not a problem for me. This is a tactical restriction. Now, there's gonna be a lot of missions that require a sergeant, so I am gonna try to send like the same soldier over and over and over again to get them to sergeant by doing these. And as for the secondary soldier, I'm just gonna keep sending random so that they can eventually all rank up. So that'll get Reapers contacted or Templars, one of the two. I wasn't really paying attention. It's fine. Debris cleared. What is this room for? Guerrilla Tactics School gets me kinetic plating for my units, which seems pretty good. And I don't think Training Center matters until I have more AP, so Guerrilla Tactics School it is.
We don't have any capacity to spare, which means we can't expand.
So our next excavation is going to end up being a power relay, and the one after that will be the Training Academy. We continue to scan. We have a mission from the skirmishers. What do they want? They want to give me a scientist, a bunch of units I can't use, and intel against the lost. Well, the intel and the scientists are greatly appreciated. Let's set it up.
You should be aware.
And by set it up, I mean click launch mission. There's nothing to do. It's already set up. That's so weird. It'd be a shame if this unit was actually slow, but it's not. I'm gonna teleport up here real quick. Oh, I can't actually get in through this one, can I? I can, but I lose stealth. Should have teleported to that one.
Remember,
Who needs stealth?
VIP to the extraction point supersedes all other priorities. Don't let anything happen to him. Menace 1-5, you've got the primary targets in tow. Secure any additional operatives if possible, but make sure you get our contacts to the evac point.
So the additional operatives don't matter to me at all. I'm fine to just leave. I don't care about them. Let's come up to the window. That might pull something. I don't even know if I can actually properly see out of it. Oh, I can't leave through this window because it's boarded up. Fair enough. So we'll have to go through like this. So this is a neat trick I can do. I can just get to the next area by teleporting to it from here. I don't have to go through the dangerous low ground with Alpha. I mean, I'm still gonna have to pull everything because I'm not in stealth anymore, so it's not very helpful. And additionally, the doctor does have to run it normally. But it is neat that I can do that. Anyway, let's wake up a teammate.
That's one of the contacts we were looking for, but there are still others in the area.
And I come body block this ladder on the scientist. And I think the ranger is not allowed to be used. However, as I've just put the objective in line of fire, there is now a use for you, Mr. Ranger.
I'm on the move.
Gonna go ahead and say I'm allowed to use it to distract them with. Sorry about that, Chief. I'll compromise and say that it's fine to do this. Oh. Well, you know, theoretically it'd be fine if you got mind controlled. That would just be more experience for the Proxian, really.
That's what armor is for.
Are you using the Proxian voice back, my dude? That ain't right. Anyway, we've got Knife to come down here with. Kill the trooper, put a shot in the sectoid. Do I want to try to kill the Lost? It's a roll to kill the Lost, but at the same time, the Lost can't deal damage to me, so that does sort of narrow it down. We're gonna take the Scientist, run them across at the top so that they can get out this turn, or sorry, next turn. Perhaps the one after that. I don't quite think they had enough mobility. And you just run towards the exit. You're not doing anything. The sectoid has the right idea. Get the hell away from the Proxian. Oh, hey, there's the next pod. It's the same pod, except this time the sectoid's wearing a funny hat. Headshot would be tremendously helpful against the Lost because this soldier's gun just can't one-shot them. But I suppose it's fine.
Heading to that location.
I was kind of hoping that one of those moves would pull the Advent stuff. I've got Overdrive. I'm going to take that to get into range for Reckoning on the sectoid. I'm sorry, I should be calling it Hyperdrive. I just can't. My brain just won't. So I can get here, stab them to death, see what this pod does. Either shoot a rocket or just go up top. I could shoot a rocket at you, but it seems like it just gets you kill stolen. I'm going to kill some of the Lost right here that have 2 health, which is just this one and that one, to try to make the sectoid not get killed by them, because I want that experience.
Listen to the sounds of your own extinction.
I'm going to come up top and body block the ladder, use my last action to reload. And these guys can leave. Realistically, we could have left already, but we're here for experience. We're not here to play optimally. We don't care about Alice Hopkins. We don't care about any of the objectives. We're here to make sure we get rank ups as fast as physically possible. The Lost Brute is a bit of a problem. All the other Lost are super easy to kill. The Lost Brute's gonna take like a whole turn of actions. Did the Lost deal 1 damage that turn? Dear Lord, what a threatening faction. Anyway, let's kill this sectoid. We're at 18 of 24. We should be able to get a promotion this mission if we stick around and kill Lost for a hot second. But for now, that's 1 sectoid down. Let's see what the Lost get up to this time. Hopefully the Trooper lives. He's worth more experience than the Lost. And the Lost are infinite, so I hardly care about him killing a Lost. Wait, actually, does the whole kill experience limit per mission thing apply to the number of kills or the number of kills they give experience? I don't actually know if it matters that 10 Lost have died or if I've got an experience from 10 Lost. 10 is an arbitrary number. It's not what's actually being used in-game. That guy had low health, right? I've got Marauder. But if I miss the shot, then it will result in me not being able to stab this. So it's better to come here. And now I'll take some 100s that are damage rolls to kill, unfortunately.
Your defeat is at hand.
Yeah, that's about right. Later on, we get Retribution, and it makes dealing with the Lost infinitely easier. But for now, unfortunately, we do not have that ability. Gonna cut here and stab the Brute, and then just drop a grenade on the whole lot of them.
The culling is at hand, June.
Currently at 21 of 24, going up to...
More damage to their faith.
1 second, let me watch the Lost shamble towards me. It's a good run animation. I'm sad that I don't like the Lost as a mechanic, because I do really like all the animations that went towards them. 22 of 24. Woo.
Training.
I'm going to reload and save this man. I'm sorry, save this lady.
There are no additional VIPs or resistance operatives working in that area. You should be clear.
And just like the last person we said, Alice Hopkins can get attacked incidentally, but they're not allowed to contribute in any meaningful way. I'd be moderately annoyed by this, but because of the way Reckoning works, I can just blue move up there to kill it, so it's not even a problem. You just worry about getting out of here. You're not fighting. Reckoning kills the Dasher. I'm not sure that anything else is happening this turn. I'm not quite sure there's enough Lost on the map presently to get the experience, but I'll be back with you when I'm done farming, because we will be getting to 24 by the end of this. And in case you don't know, you'll see he's still at 22 of 24 experience. It's, I think, every 4 Lost gives 1 experience. It's much lower than normal units. Anyway, that's 2 more Lost under Alpha's belt.
This easy flashback. Listen to the sound.
All right, we're either at the limit or we're 1 away. Next time I kill a Lost, I'll know if we're still getting experience.
Your defeat is at hand.
Hey, we did go up to 23 of 24, so we're not at the experience limit. We can get to 24 this mission. For the eagle-eyed among you, yes, I did shoot a rocket at a car to speed this up. For those of you who are wondering why the Lost aren't showing their message every single turn about coming to fight us, that would be because I am playing with stop spamming reinforcements, and one of the things that does is it makes Lost spawn less frequently. Anyway, the big reason why we're not scared at all, he didn't even punch me. Well, you'll notice that he hits for an amount that is... One second, we're on top of each other. He hits for 1 to 2, and I have 2 armor, so it's not like anything bad could have happened in the first place, but still. 24 to 24, let's get out of here. So Alpha gets back, they get their next promotion to champion. Systemic stasis seems insane. Essentially, the first 2 times this unit dies, it just goes into stasis, which is kind of nuts in terms of how much safety that gives the unit. But at the same time, if I'm needing this in an army of 1, army of 2 situation, it's really catastrophically bad. Adaptive aim fixes the only downside of hyperdrive, so that's nice. But we were always picking taser blades. Taser blades just deal substantially more damage than our gun. And there are a lot of enemies that survive the knife, where we use knife taser blade instead of knife gun, and that'll kill them, so taser blade it is. It'll also be much better later when robots do exist. Got our first Illyrium core, I think, so that's nice. Yeah, I know we're low on supplies. We're low on everything. Resistance comms is finished. We can start doing the black site, although we will want to wait until we have a second Proxian before we start attempting story missions. And we'll get back into modular weapons. Do I want to make contact now? Is there a benefit to it? Will I finish before the supply drop? I think so, because I'm at a lower difficulty, so I'm going to give it a shot. So when I show up, how long is this actually going to take me? 7 days. So it's the same time, unlike almost everything else. I guess the scanning times must be unchanged. I don't know. Regardless, we're not getting this before the supply drop, but I'm still doing it. Modular weapons is done. Now, normally you'd want to go straight for Gauss weapons, but since my hand cannons aren't that good anyway, and I'm going to need to do a Stun Lancer autopsy, well, plated armor is sort of right out on account of the fact that I literally cannot do it. So I guess Gauss weapons it is.
I will make that our highest priority.
And we'll get back to making contact here. And it's time for our first Terror mission, and possibly more importantly, our first encounter with the Lost. Sorry, the Chosen. I was just reading this and my brain short-circuited. The Lost do make this a bit more of a grind, but thanks to stop spamming reinforcements, it shouldn't be nearly as bad as base game Lost. Anyway, yep, teams kitted out. That's all you gotta do, just go. That's the best part of this run, is not having to kit out teams. Like, I normally edit that out so you don't have to see it, but I have so much cut footage of me assembling teams, and I just don't have to do that anymore. Alright, we appear to have a great big gaggle of civilians over here in need of saving. I'm sorry, what? Oh, I've got my own civilians I need to save. Let's get going, I guess. Teleport on Proxian, action number 1. Oh. So is it everyone's line of sight or just his? It's just his. Good. Because that would have saved me a lot of time. I think if I blue move forward, I can teleport to there, which would be better. Oh, actually, probably not. I'm way further back than I realized. Yeah, this is the best we're doing. Still, that's like a 2-turn dash as a blue action. So, still very, very good. And yes, my memory is serving me correctly, just like the last times I've done this sort of mission type. Everyone is just so far ahead of your team, that's part of the challenge of the mission. All of you just like fall back a hot second, you're not supposed to be involved in this. And you're not allowed to kill people, so I'm just backspacing. Who was our chosen today? I was thinking Assassin might be the worst one. I'm not really sure who would be. The other two feel fairly trivial to deal with. But also, I don't exactly know what happens when her katana hits the proxy, and I might just not care very much.
We just picked up the chosen assassin's energy signature. She's moving.
She's definitely gonna be the most inconvenient to deal with because she'll hit us and then run away, and I'm not very good at dealing with that with one soldier. Hey, stop that. That's the Proxian's job. You're not allowed to shoot your guns. You're ruining the challenge run. Oh, hi. All right, I'm glad you shot your gun. Now I know the Stun Lancer is there. That's relevant information. Stun Lancer and Trooper, nothing special. That Stun Lancer's mostly, maybe entirely dead, huh? Like, I want the experience, but I'll take the easier mission, I guess. Oh. That seems bad for them. I mean, I'm just running forward into the open. I'm not doing anything else. I'm running forward and hitting backspace. It says at least one. I'm pretty sure we can save at least one. We've got a captain, a basic trooper, and I'm pretty sure that's it. Very dramatic looking, but I'm not actually intimidated whatsoever. I'm debating if I should be using the extra soldiers I've been given. I don't think I need to. Oh yeah, the assassin's out there doing assassin things. Checks out. The assassin got revealed instantly by the Lost. Yeah, that Sunlancer's just gonna die before I even get to it. It's not a problem. As much as I want all the experience in the world on my Proxian, because I want Whistling Storm Cannon as soon as physically possible, I'm not upset about these units being dead. It's a minor setback at worst, and it's making an important mission easier. But I do want to kill them myself. I am still a little bit sad. Although maybe they'll live. So I can come out and kill the trooper in one hit. That should pull the Stun Lancer, I think. So I see the Stun Lancer, but it didn't pull. And as you can see, if I run towards it, it will pull. There's a thing where I'm not quite sure if it's told anywhere on the mod page. The Proxian can just see further than other units, and I don't really know why. But right now, it's very helpful, because it means I'm an 85 to kill on that Stun Lancer, and I'm going to take that. That's my experience. Thanks, Resistance. Also, yeah, that does pull the trooper a little bit. I'm going to see if I can't, like, sprint all of these guys into cover over here. Now that I've pulled the pod, it's safe to move them somewhere else and have them not get flank shot by the general. Or the officer, rather. And I'll use all of these random dudes to pick up the civilians. Because God knows they're not allowed to actually fight. That would be clearly against the rules. I'm not sure if your priorities are on point here. Sorry, Griffith. Oh, never mind, you're good. I'm expecting the officer to... Oh. He's fine. Griffith's never been better. So I can overdrive, but the accuracy penalties overdrive is not a great plan. Man, really regretting not taking Whiplash again. Alright, I'm going to resume my normal editing method of completely cutting out all lost movement because they don't actually matter, and that's like 40 seconds of just nothing happening you'd have to watch if I included all the lost shambling around in the fog of war. Kill-stealing bastards. It does fix the problem of me needing to use overdrive, though. So again, less experience but easier mission. Hard to say it's actually bad. Anyway, it's time to go kill this officer. Because the amount of reliability that this combo has, just run up, stab them, shoot them, done. That's fine. The assassin can be loose for a turn. What are they going to do? Stab me? Quote, Proxian stabbed, I guess.
This world is mine. I will require your return to captivity, Commander. Consider yourself lucky.
Oh, well, you're still going, huh? I guess this is the first time I met you, so you do have a longer speech to give. Anyway, can't be bothered listening to or even responding to that.
You make this easy, fleshbag.
I'm not intentionally trying to bait the assassin into smoke bombing. I realize immediately now that I'm doing this, that's what will happen. I'm trying to prevent the assassin from just taking flanking shotgun shots on these guys and killing them. Oh, thank you. That's more loot and experience. It's my favorite thing in the world when the Chosen do that. Oh no, they're all blinded. What will they do now that they can't shoot their guns as well?
Thought that an even lesser form of human could possibly exist.
Hey, thank you, Lost. I should have read what the assassin's traits were. I'm going to click on that when it gets back to my turn. So, that guy has a saving circle. I guess my guys can't save unless they're actually members of my team. Because I was wondering if he ran into Radius and saved himself, if that's even possible. I'm not quite sure if that would have behaved differently if he had run next to the Proxian, for instance. I feel kind of bad for the assassin. Like, she showed up to a terrible mission. How was she supposed to win this? I see you have kinetic plating, and the resistance is actually working against me. Wonderful. Chosen information. Kinetic plating, Shadow Step doesn't really bother me at all. Groundling, Skirmisher is not really helpful either. I can't quite get to the Chosen from here, so I need to use Overdrive to get Reckoning involved. And now I can get all the way over to the assassin. The question is, should I be trying to kill her right now? I think it's sensible to start on it. I'm gonna run over here, do this, follow that up with the taser blades, and then chuck a grenade on the trooper.
You have to do better than that.
What's the actual hit here? It's not that great, but it looks like it's not getting the overdrive penalty. So if I wanted to shoot my gun, it'd be better to do it now. Why am I not getting an overdrive penalty at all? Oh, the standard shots give me the overdrive penalty, but Reckoning doesn't actually apply it. It suffers from the penalty, but it doesn't give you a stack of it. I see how it's happening. In that case, I'm just putting all of this as damage into the assassin. That was a bit more than I was expecting. Maybe I shouldn't have killed the Lost, because that will give me the overdrive penalty on the actual shot against the assassin. I'll take the 89 here. I'm trying to stack experience. I don't feel threatened.
Listen to the sounds of your own extinction.
Yeah, I was going to throw a grenade there, so I guess that was literally just a chance to fail for nothing. I have less bullets in my hands now.
From this equation.
Sorry, you don't get to take a turn. Them's the rules.
These humans with nothing but regret. Let it wash over you.
Where's she aiming that? At the crowd of people I haven't saved? Where'd it go? Did it get these guys? I don't know who got hit by that. It didn't look like it did anything. Guys, please stop taking low percentage shots at the Chosen. Oh, thank God, the second one actually hit. It stresses me out when they try to shoot at her. It's not helpful.
Elders have been too lenient with you, too clever in their ways. I will leave you with no questions.
Yes?
I need to blue move out towards her because I can't see her presently. Oh no, I've pulled a Lost Brute. What will I do? Anyway, commence with stabbing.
The elders empower me to fight on.
Quick check. Are you guys with guns allowed to save people, or is it just a prank? It looks like it's just a prank. There's gonna be a lot of rescuing to be done at the end of this. There's gonna be a lot of just walking around on Alpha, picking up every individual unit. I think she might have broken line of sight again, which is very frustrating.
The winds are my province.
Oh, was she in stealth and got revealed by the Lost immediately? I had no idea. Oh, wait, no, I did save one of them somehow. How'd I save this guy? And why didn't I save the other one then? Yeah, okay, good. That makes Alpha's job a lot easier. Oh, you know what it probably is? It's because those people started off inside of the circle and the game didn't know what to do. Oh, I do have line of sight to her. She was just invisible at one point in time, and that's why I couldn't see her. That she's probably dead this turn. No, I don't think the damage is high enough. We're never killing this turn, so I guess reload?
I will prevail, regardless.
This has been a very weird fight with the assassin, where she just keeps walking away from me, and I keep stabbing her.
Shall I
Just gonna reload and turn.
You will fight and die as ordered.
Oh, hey, here comes the Faceless. I'm not quite sure why you're here all of a sudden, but okay. It'll make my rocket launcher feel better if you stand next to the Chosen Assassin. Don't go inside. There goes my line of sight. I'm just gonna kill the Faceless. She can come back when she feels like it. I think I want to shoot this Lost, shoot the Faceless, then use a rocket. I just want to have the Faceless dealt with so that I can know that it's only trivial Lost problems left. And I think gun plus rocket on average will get the kill. That's a pretty rough roll, unfortunately. Seeing as I have failed to kill him, I'm just going to come upstairs. And we'll keep looking for the assassin. Oh, she was right there. I'm surprised I didn't have vision of her if she's that close to the edge.
One time you were all chosen by the elements. Honor them.
How dare you? Okay, we might actually have vision from here. Oh, you know what I can do? I can run these guys forward to get to vision, which is technically not fighting with them. That'll be good. That's a sick ARPA wave. You sure got that one loss, didn't you?
About to get burned to a crisp! Now we will see the talents of XCOM's great commander in action.
Yeah, you're right about that, Chosen Assassin. You sure will see my talents in action. Alpha's finally close enough to you to stab you. You can't avoid them forever. I've never seen the Assassin run away before, but I also normally play with mods that adjust the Assassin and everyone else. It's been very weird. Anyway, first Chosen down. Nice flip. Alright, everyone's sprinting forward towards the evac, away from the Faceless. Things are going great.
Crush them.
Oh, hey, there's a pod left. I had no idea. Well, we definitely need to deal with that. Shouldn't be too hard. And back to triple speed for the losses. God knows I can't be bothered. Yeah, this is just a very easy stab. The troopers shoot the sectoid. Nothing else to think about. Am I still at increased speed? No, this looks about right. Sometimes there's just like very zoomy animations to the Proxians and it throws me off if I've been switching back and forth between speeds. Anyway, everyone upstairs, get to safety. Alright, that is all 9 of the guys that I've rescued. I'm glad I came here with only 1 unit, otherwise this would be a real hassle to control. God, they got through my armor, I can't believe it. Taking 1 whole damage. Alright, we finish off this sectoid, reload our gun, worry about the loss in the future. We're able to get about half of these people out this turn.
That is confirmed. We've secured a civilian contact.
Actually, incorrect. We're just barely able to get out every single one of them once the body block was cleared. So now it's just time for the Proxian to grind some experience before they go. It's a bit weird that she's still talking after I killed her. No, it didn't, Bradford. The situation just got better. Oh, that's a lot, though. I will admit, that does appear to be quite a lot. It's fine. If it turns out to be too much, we can leave. Alright, reloaded our gun. Let's see what Avon's bringing in. I imagine I'm just going to leave when I see what's in here, but it might be fine. Priest Trooper, not a problem. Sectoid Trooper, not really a problem. Here's hoping they give experience. We're definitely going to go for the Sectoid first. The Priest is going to have a chance to basically kill their own units. I don't have any reason to stop them from doing that. Actually, killing this Trooper first gives a corpse for the Sectoid to try to raise, which is arguably better. We're at 37 to 42. The action process is 38 to 42. Free experience, baby. We're sticking around. I can do this and get damage on the Sectoid for next turn. It seems better than anything else I'd be doing. And also, oh. Well, that's more than damage on the Sectoid, I guess. That was pretty good. It also breaks line of sight with everyone else, which is what I was getting at. Friendly fire is a lot better if you can just miss your friends reliably. It also stops them from using stasis on us and skipping my next turn, so wasn't really considering they might stasis a loss, but here we are. Why do you Overwatch? It's objectively worse than shooting me. You have eyes.
The fate of this world rests on the shoulders of
Is it another double wave, or is it just one? We might be forced to leave relatively soon, but I think I can get to the next promotion before I do. Yeah, move here, stab that. Very dramatic. I need to use this now if I want to kill the Faceless next turn. Did I kill him? No, but I did a ton of damage to the Priest. It's now in one-shot range. So, what's our next wave of reinforcements looking like? Priest Trooper. And it looks like the other one was Sectoid Trooper again, considering he's already there.
It begins.
Yeah, I don't know that I can safely get this last point of... Oh, I definitely can. The Trooper's right next to evac. Thank you. I thought I had 2 or 3 experience left. I didn't know I only needed the 1. We're good. We're good. Just barely stuck around long enough to get the last bit of additional experience. Might have taken a minor wound for it, but considering that Proxians can go on missions while wounded like Sparks can, don't really know that I care.
Your forces grow weaker with every breath.
Man, that's so much easy experience if I were to kill the priest, and I know I can run up and stab them. A part of me wants to do this just to prove I can. Is there more reinforcements coming? All right, getting back to us, do we see the flares? Oh, no flares?
There is no
That's a damn shame. Yeah, because we can just come stab you. That kills the sectoid. Oh, you're right. Stasis, yeah. Unfortunate. I think the best play is combat repair to mitigate wounds. Now that I've just gotten the terrible dice roll and sustain, I believe it's a 1 in 4. We have overdrive. Probably worth using this to just get the kill and leave. Yeah, I'll just leave now. I can get into the evac zone, flank shot the trooper, and leave with my promotion. Considering we got the sustain roll, I don't think it makes any sense to stick around. I was thinking, if it low rolls, I actually do need to stick around. But now that we've secured our promotion, let's go. Congratulations on your new status as Lord Alpha.
For them today.
Getting back, this is the reason we were grinding. It's the Whistling Storm Cannon. We could take nano constructs and start hijacking robots. That sounds cool. This unit has a hack stack to do it with, so like maybe it could work. Exterminator means that like every time we shoot after stabbing, it's +2 damage, which is kind of nuts. The Whistling Storm Cannon, if you watched my campaigns with laser sparks, then you already kind of know. There are certain abilities like Bombard Protocol where it's an ability you get and it deals damage and it's scaled for being later in the game. That's the Whistling Storm Cannon in a nutshell. You're not supposed to have this going into, what is it, Mission 5? I don't know what damage you think this knockoff Shredder gun does, but you're underestimating it. Reward, grenade. I mean, I'm interested. Wasn't expecting it to just say grenade. I thought there'd be more information. In 39 hours, we're going to send out our only Proxian, assuming that there's not much left, but it might come back to bite us. No, in 39 hours when this finishes, we're probably going to not send a Covert Op. We need to send our Proxian because no one else is high enough rank to do the Covert Ops, but we only have the one Proxian to go on mission, so if we get a mission, it's just a skip, unfortunately. And I don't know when in the supply drop it's most likely to give me missions, because this ends like right at the start. I think I wait until I see my first Guerrilla Op with the supply drop and then I do it. Not quite sure. For now, let's just finish making contact.
The proving grounds are ready, Commander.
Proving ground is done. How many cores have I actually picked up in this campaign? I picked up 4 of them, huh? Kind of wanted Skulljack to progress the game quickly, because I mean, there doesn't seem to be much of a reason to stick in the pace game. We can go to Waterworld straight away without killing any Chosen. Have a 2 Proxians versus 3 Chosen deathmatch. That sounds fun. Heavy weapons are useless. Heavy cannon shells as well. Experimental grenades aren't the biggest deal. Experimental ammo does give us some cool stuff, but like realistically, all I care about is blue screen rounds, and those aren't from this. So Skulljack, I don't really care about the rest of it, to be honest. And back to contact. Supply drop finishes. We're gonna try to not pick that up and see if we can't just grab it next month and stack 2 up. Made hole was pretty bad. I believe vigilance is the increased sight radius, which doesn't matter to me too much. I think made hole was probably the one to stop. Next retaliation in 5 weeks. We have access to, don't care about that. Additional loot items is all right. Turn timers by 2 is probably what we're picking. Turn timers by 2 it is.
Order understood.
We're not picking up 142 supplies. That's not worth our time. Let's finish the contact here. We get a Reaper. Don't really care at all about that, though.
We may have chosen a different... My people have thrown off the shackles of alien oppression.
We got between the eyes and the Reapers. That's a big deal. That makes the loss so much easier to manage. Excavation speed by 50% is kind of nice, not a huge deal. So now I have to make the decision, do I want to send a covert op immediately? I would want to man this, I think, if I'm doing anything. Because I need to send a sergeant here is the issue, and I don't have a sergeant elsewhere. I could just keep sending that skirmisher on missions and hope that they eventually get to it, right? But I want this immediately, that's the issue. I want that immediately. I can reduce this to 5 days by staffing an engineer, but I'm going to miss a mission, I think, almost certainly. In my first test run, I did this and it worked, but I think that's very dice-based. I don't know when the mission actually shows up. Oh, reward soldier promotion, huh? That's just a thing in the base game? That's not a dedicated mission type? Okay, cool. We're gonna send out that skirmisher then. First, let's actually promote you so that it, you know, works. Oh god, base game skirmishers are so jank. I forgot about this. I'm glad I'm not playing with you. Anyway, we're gonna send them on gather intel to get them promoted to sergeants. Throw in a random unpromoted rookie. I don't want to give up a scientist to negate the wound risk. Even if I do this, it still doesn't let me do Proxian on time. It delays my second Proxian. The issue right now, though, is I can't send my current Proxian until I see a mission pop, so I just send this anyway.
I'll order my people to get underway immediately.
I could just accept that I'm losing a mission at random, but I am not willing to do that. Debris cleared.
Maximum power consumption.
Well, if we're at maximum power, that does just sort of narrow it down to an immediate power relay, doesn't it? And we start excavating the next location. Back to contacts.
New objective added.
We can do the black site solo, probably, but I'm gonna go ahead and wait for the second Proxian to do that. It seems a little bit unnecessary.
Advent's been keeping this facility a closely guarded secret. We should make sure our troops
I guess I want to do the grenade, because I'm currently carrying a grenade, right? Like, it can't be worse than a basic grenade, I think. Could be wrong about that, but I'll go ahead and scan for the grenade. It sounds fun.
Just as you are driven to free your people from the perceived oppression.
Guerrilla Tactics School is done. I don't think I have the credits for it yet, unfortunately. Yeah. But when I do get the credits for it, Proxy and Kinetic Plating gives them the Kinetic Plating perk, which is nuts. It'll result in them having substantially more ablative health throughout a mission and just being tremendously safer. It looks like I could have sent the mission and it would have been fine. It looks like the first 5 days of the drop were blank. That might be a consistent thing on the first supply drop.
I suppose since that worked, we might as well keep it up, Commander.
Well, we have a sergeant now, but they're probably tired, right? No. Do base game covert ops not make you tired? Is that a covert infiltration thing? Holy shit. Okay. Well, we'll just have you do everything then. It's fine. Of course, throw another soldier in there. Why would I not? What else use do I have for them? I want to make sure this guy doesn't get wounded so I can get that proxy and operative as fast as possible.
We will work hand in hand with our new allies.
And continue to scan for the grenade.
Commander, we have a priority.
We have a resistance transmission. Oh yeah, the Avatar project. I always get surprised by that. I forget there's a specific pop-up for it.
Finish what they've started.
Okay, this is the mission that I've been worrying about. We can get a scientist and stop detection radius. Or we can get supplies and stop made whole. We're not playing with Grim Horizon or anything like that though, so they're temporary. I think in the short term and the long term, the scientist and the vigilance matter more. Because I don't have any ability to capitalize on their weaknesses right now anyway. And because the base game tends to be pretty short, God, it's just nuts. So the Whistling Storm Cannon deals damage 10 to 11, crit +2, armor pierce 2, shred 3. Now here's the crazy thing, you get 2 uses of it. It's not a one-off, you get 2 uses of it. And it doesn't say this in any way that's obvious, right? Let me make sure that it's not like the first pip and tactical info. Useful against multiple enemies and at close quarters. Yeah, so damage 10 to 11, it just, that's not true. It's damage 20 to 22. It hits twice. I don't know why it does, but it does. So that's the plan. We just have delete the pod twice for the foreseeable future. And there goes the difficulty of the campaign. Let's go put Avon in their place real quick. This mission should be criminally easy. And from here on out, I might start skipping through missions pretty fast. 9 turns. That feels pretty comfy, to be honest. Can't quite run forward as far as I thought I'd be able to. They're so slow.
Life form detected.
We have sectoids just over the wall from us. We also have sectoids on this side as well.
Vermin detected.
I've got eyes from here. I think even by overdrive, I'm not able to do it, though. I'm just gonna blue move to here and see where I can teleport to. We might be stealthing to the objective and doing that first, because it can take a while to get through fights with just one unit. Yeah, I'm just gonna teleport here. That seems very good. It's fine, they don't see shit. I mean, I'm probably getting pulled this turn now that I've done this, but we have solutions to that. Oh, they didn't move. I'm going to overdrive, because it's time to fight, apparently. I guess I have resistance contacts and didn't notice it. Yeah, I need to talk to that guy and get some money. But first. This pod doesn't get to exist. The priest might, if they're lucky. They didn't. It's fine. I don't need loot for anything. So, are you in range? Oh, it's got a 1-turn cooldown. Look at you being balanced. That's fine. I can run forward, kill the stun lancer, and then the sectoid's gonna resurrect him like a goof. So, that'll be both pods handled. Oh, you know what? You could live. I don't like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and use something else instead of the previous ability. We'll see if this sectoid stun lancer pod fares better than the past couple. Spoilers, it won't. It most definitely will not. I think I might be able to teleport whistling all of them. I'm not quite sure how much range it has. I think I can just teleport here and whistling every single one of them. We'll find out if I was wrong the hard way. It does not look like I was wrong. I'm going to pull this as far to the right as I can while getting the sectoid, because I don't quite know where the stun lancer is anymore. But yeah, that's just absolutely brutal. Just fucking nuts. Yeah, I bet you're not.
Site is secure. Move on the target before the charge is detonated.
Oh, actually, 1 second. Let me get some cash. Theoretically, there's some other guys around that also have cash, but I can't be bothered to go find them. And inside the chest, we have increased research time. And man, I hope we're working on Gauss weapons and there was a lot of time left. Got no idea how much benefit I'm actually getting out of this right now.
Excellent work.
So we get a scientist, we counter vigilance. Unfortunately, the Chosen will be made whole, but their weaknesses weren't very helpful for me anyway. The one that I knew, at least. So we can pick up supplies, not super interested. I'm not super interested in the grenade either, but here we are. Oh yeah, we had like 3 days left on mag weapons. We got almost nothing out of it. We have an acid and gas grenade. Am I immune to acid on a Proxian? We are not immune to acid, only poison. So the acid grenade's not as good as it might first seem, because we can't run into the melee after hitting someone with it. Still, it is probably more worthwhile to have a gas grenade than a frag grenade. We are immune to that one. Seems like the best thing to do is scan at Skirmisher HQ to finish excavating quicker, as opposed to scanning for low amounts of supplies. We get mag weapons, but I mean, they're useless to us. We can't use any of this. We could do an instant sectoid autopsy, so like it's hard to say no to that, since we have access to it. Sadly, it was not the stun lancer autopsy that became instant, but that's fine. We could spend 2 days on an inspired experimental weapon to get the frost bomb instead. That'll be better once I have 2 units. Right now, it doesn't feel great. I'm gonna go for Gauss weapons instead and just get the P2 disruptor so that it's actually viable. Right now, the damage feels so low that it's just a follow-up to the stab. It's not a weapon in its own right. Cleared another room. Power relay is currently being built, so we just go ahead and excavate the next one then. Still only 1 engineer, unfortunately.
Power relay now operational.
Alright, the power relay is done, so we can afford to build something else in this new room. We already have everything except for a training center, I think. Technically, we don't have, like, resistance comms, but that's fine. I want this. I want to start spending AP.
Power systems to the limit. We don't have any.
Yeah, I know, Shen, I know. That's just how the early game is. Alright, what did we get for this? Oh, right, yeah, we were just hunting the Chosen. We were building reputation. That was the whole point. We also get PCS effects are increased. I don't even know if Proxians can use those yet. Alright, so now we can send these two, and they're going to be able to get us our second Proxian. That will be incredibly helpful. And back to scanning. Oh no, they have reduced our income by 15 whole credits. That's wild. Got the Skulljack. I guess I could go for Skull Mining. Well, I'm literally too broke to do it, but I mean, I might be equipping the Skull Mining ability because Skull Mining Codexes and Advanced Officers is actually a pretty good way to kill them. So in the future, I do want this. I don't think I want anything else from here, though. For now, though, we continue scanning. Gauss weapons finished. We don't have the money to build them yet, unfortunately, but we can now make the P2 Disruptor. We can't afford to make plated armor. We don't have the alloys. I guess we're doing experimental weapons then? I can just research stun lancers the hard way. It gets me the P2 blade, but I can't afford to make it anyway, so what's the point? I need a supply rate is what I need. For now, I'm just gonna take the experimental weapons. In the future, the Frost Bomb might be worth carrying. Hey, speak of the devil! I was thinking it was about time for you to show up. Now, unfortunately, carrying like 3 rookies on the mission just to tag boxes is against my rules. We're gonna have to do this with 1 man, but I believe in Alpha. This will also be the last mission for today, because after this point, I imagine it's going to be 2 Proxians per mission, and the Army in 1 phase of the campaign will officially be done. Oh hey, it's our first Viper of the campaign. And our first Purifier. Wait, we're not tagging boxes, we're just killing them. Oh, this is much easier than I thought it was. So there is another pod that's definitely worth ambushing as well. I can teleport to here and then whistling these guys. I can also just like break line of sight by teleporting in this direction, like onto the roof. That seems very, very good. Does anyone know that you've committed a war crime? Oh, I can't tell what I'm actually targeting is the issue. I can see when the box highlights, and I can assume that that just grabs all the people that were right there. Yeah. Goodbye, roof. Oh, the Purifier exploded, killing the box. That is slightly unfortunate. I'm just gonna move out to the middle of the roof in Overwatch, assuming that... Oh. That wasn't the assumption at all. Oh wait, that box wasn't even important. Bradford didn't yell at me. It's golden boxes you need to care about. Going to drop into Fog of War entirely. Just break line of sight so that they run around. That glass shattering should mean that somebody's inside the house.
Yes.
It was the Purifier. I'm gonna break line of sight again. This looks terrible. Time to stack up for a whistling cannon. That's how I feel. There are more people inside the house. I'm pretty sure this is full and immune to fires. The Purifiers are actually just a joke. Sadly, he did not get lit on fire by this, but I also didn't get stunned, so I'll call it a win. So it looks like most of them are stacked over here, but 2 of them are Purifiers, so do they even count? Like, if I kill the Stun Lancer, this guy's not doing anything. The Trooper's a joke. I think I'm happy just to do this. I don't feel like I need to move this turn. I am going to overdrive, just so that I can heal myself and minimize any wounds from, like, the officer coming around for a flank or something. I don't know where he's at currently.
Listen to the sounds of your own extinction. Unit repair.
But yeah, I feel very comfy right now. The Purifiers are actually just non-enemies. Oh, hey, there he is. Not quite a flank. So I'm imagining the Purifiers are both going to get fairly close. The Trooper's going to move up, and I'm going to be able to find some way to whistling cannon every single one of them. That's not as close as I would have liked it to be. I'll probably have to kill him next turn.
We tire of your insignificant defiance.
I think we tire of your insignificant defiance might be an appropriate attitude for Alpha to have. Because I do not feel threatened right now.
Choose a target to attack.
There we go. Finally got the officer and the sectoid. I think I'm killing 2 purifiers, but if I'm not, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, they're gone. You want to go find your friends? Oh, you're still fighting me. That means you're the last man on the map, then. That's no good for you.
Under attack.
Now, you might think that you're out of range and I can't stab you, but unfortunately for you, there's no such thing. Easiest supply rate of my life. Good job, Proxians. That felt fair. Hey, the black market's here, I guess. I'll worry about that in a second, okay, Bradford? So now that we're at Overlord, the UI's really fighting me on this one. Now that we're at Overlord, I think we're gonna take Retribution just because it's so much damage and it's so good against Sunlands, which are our main concern. Hunter Protocol is nice, but our gun sucks. Tesla Beam's probably nuts. I don't know what damage it deals yet. I'm gonna take Retribution though, and I think the Training Center's about to finish, and I'm gonna spend AP once it does. That fixes our problems very substantially. Thank you. 4 days out from experimental weapons, but honestly, they just don't matter to me at all. I'm switching immediately to plated armor. Yeah, I'm switching immediately to plated armor.
Ensure that this new project takes highest priority, Commander.
Now that I've got some money for the Guerrilla Tactics School, I don't know that I have enough, actually. No, I still need more. That's fine. Supply drop available. That's not important to me. We're going to go do the black market.
Plotting new course.
And then once the black market is open, we can sell all of our already autopsied stuff like officers and sectoids for some extra cash.
Market is open.
They want Elerium crystals, advanced autoloader, and Elerium cores. Well, you can have the autoloader, okay? But the rest of that, no thank you. And the only reason they can have the autoloader is because my gun... Let me double check that. I don't believe that my gun actually takes weapon attachments. Oh, I'm wrong about that. I'm definitely wrong about that. Because I can't upgrade equipment, but the tier 2 one you can. And that sounds so wrong. But I swear to God, when you get tier 2 equipment, this button starts working. So I do want that autoloader, actually. I don't feel like I need that many Elerium cores. I'm going to sell them too. I'll have more by the time. Oh. I'll sell them like almost all of my Elerium crystals, actually. You can have half of those. I'm going to have all of my officers and all of my sectoids. 200 supply should be more than enough to hold me over for a hot second. We can pick up proxy and kinetic plating now, which is just a massive boost to their durability. And build items, we can make our... This requires 2 engineers to build. Well, shit, that's all I have to say about that.
We noticed early on.
Yeah, I'm not really in control of that number. Hey, black market, are you selling an engineer? I don't think I have the intel for that, but if you are... Yeah, no, they're not selling anything I care about. Hopefully we get a second engineer sometime soon. That's a bit rough. I guess I'm gonna go make contact with the Western US. No reason not to.
Commander, we've utilized all of our available...
I know, Shen, I know. It's the early game. There's nothing I can do about it.
Any new contacts.
Training center done. I don't think there's anything I actually do in this facility. Yeah, there's nothing I need in that facility at all for a very long time. However, soldier abilities, I can now spend ability points. And there are some abilities down here I haven't talked about yet. What did we roll? Covering fire and salvo aren't a huge deal, neither is total combat. Reason being that salvo and total combat can be replicated by just clicking overdrive, so I don't need those abilities. Salvo does permanently make the whistling cannon a blue move without talking about overdrive, which is definitely more worth talking about. Feels weird that salvo and total combat are both down here. Anyway, blast padding is absolutely nuts, and it basically makes me an unkillable god. Saturation fire is also very good. I assume the Tesla beam is just insane. I don't know what it does. Like, I have no idea how much damage it deals. But I'm leaning hard towards blast padding Tesla beam as the first things we do. We still have 20 ability points. Saturation fire is what we would take if we could afford it. But whiplash, there we go. And I'll hold the other 10 right now. I don't think any of this stuff is worth buying. That is a massive spike in power as well. 5 hours until we get our next Proxian. Well, let me just go ahead and do this real quick. 5 minutes of pulse pounding action later, we leave without firing a shot. We have a new scan for intel now that we finished that mission, and most importantly, we have a new Proxian. We need a lieutenant for this part, so we need to keep sending that skirmisher out on covert ops until they get there. And we haven't contacted the Templars yet, so we're just going to keep on sending this. And since we might want a second person at a high rank, we're going to send the Reaper that just got promoted as well. Promote them first. This is our second and final proxy to the campaign, Omega. They're coming in immediately at Sergeant, I believe. They do get personal combat sims. Good to know. And we're going to be taking the same abilities. I kept regretting taking Hyperdrive over Whiplash. Teleport I'm very happy with. I think I'm just going to take this and use my starting AP to buy Whiplash, though. I think that makes perfect sense. We have lightning reflexes here, serial, saturation fire, no death from above today, unfortunately. We have enough other tools, it'll be fine.
At one time, I was employed as
I don't think I want to spend my last AP on lightning reflexes. I don't feel like I need it at the moment. Supply drop is in 3 days, so making contact here is kind of pointless. But I'm going to do it anyway. And when I say it's kind of pointless, I mean I'm not going to get the supplies, this supply drop, so I can put it off at literally no cost. It wouldn't be a problem. Oh, wait a second. I shouldn't be scanning right now. We've already got the black site location. We should be doing the black site. Let's go do that. But that'll be for next time. For now, the Army of One phase of the campaign is officially finished. Now that we have Alpha and Omega available, we don't feel any reason not to do this. I suppose I should put personal combat sims in both of them. I have an advanced speed and basic speed. Well, Alpha's the better proxy, and so it's going to Alpha, and you get the worst one. And we can't upgrade these guns just yet, but next time, once we can afford it, once we have the engineers required, we'll be able to upgrade our guns. But for now, I'm done. I've been rather coherent. I've been having fun with Proxians. I hope you've been enjoying watching this steamroller. It was gross before Whistling Storm Cannon. Now it's just egregious. Anyways, I've had a good time with it. Hope you have as well. Thank you for watching. Thank you to the modding community that makes stuff like this possible. Thank you to my one Patreon supporter, Jeffrey B. And I'll see all of you in the next one.